Howdy ho! Welcome in to another edition of the Midway Eagles Sports Show, a show about Midway Eagles Sports. I'm Clay Cunningham. That's Dylan Brown. One day post Halloween, we don't really. I had a costume idea that was very elaborate that I thought of in September. And then I thought about it again on Saturday, and I had none of the pieces.
Yeah.
So, but I wore my glasses in case I wanted to maybe pull off a Dylan Brown.
Maybe I should have.
And you can be me.
My glasses.
Yeah.
I can't see anything
just do
right
each other.
now.
Just do it as the other one. Luther, don't you start with me.
Exactly.
That's something.
That's very accurate.
That's something I've heard you say.
That is very accurate.
But yeah, we
love Luther to death, by the way. We love him to death.
Everyone here is in our hearts 100%.
That's right.
Or as much time as we can find for them during this hectic heart of crossover season.
Yeah, it is. Crossover season is fully upon us.
And when crossover season comes, eventually come some playoffs. And that's where we're going to start with.
Playoffs?
I swear Jim Morris sitting right next to me. But we got three teams, I guess 2 sports, if you will, start this week. And we're going to start with soccer. On the women's side, we can officially declare that the women are in the tournament for the first time. Through the math, they were last week. That's off the record. So,
off the record. Very off the
I should have told you this, but yeah, plug your ears when I said that last part. But yeah, they are in the 7th seed and are coming in. Didn't look particularly good against Shawnee State, but got a decent like on senior day with a nice 0-0 draw behind a great performance in goal.
It really was
by Yasmin Shalash.
There you go. Look at you, gotten the name right. Yeah. Everything. Yeah, look at that.
The whole regular season is over and I finally got it. Whereas the men's team had a great week. We got to see them in person clinch for the first time against Shawnee State in a game where they allowed one shot on goal.
One shot on goal, and that one was even we were looking at each other like, is that really a shot on goal?
Debating whether or not we should count it, or whether that would be ethical.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I think it counts. But it was highlighted by a header by Connor O'Brien, or should I say, River State's Conference Defensive Player of the Week.
Player of the Week? How about that?
We are just a living, breathing Player of the Week factory here at Midway, and they also closed the year with a 2-1 win against IU East in let's say was a contentious game. Maybe
very contentious. It only took 6 minutes. Only took 6 minutes.
Go back and look through the play-by-play.
Look through the play-by-play, and you'll know.
We won't get into all of that, but and now as luck would have it, both going to the same place.
Both going to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
we're coming for you.
Yes,
we're coming for you.
Well, not us. We won't be there.
We'll be cheering you on from afar.
In spirit, we'll be there with the women who are playing the 2-7 game against Point Park, while the men are in the 3-6 game. Women's game is at 1. Men's game at 3:30. Just going back a little bit, just a couple weeks ago, these two teams played. Mm-hmm. Women. What? Not so good.
Not so good. That was in their funk. Hopefully they're behind that funk now, especially after that 0-0 tie with IU East on Senior Day. A really good result against a really quality IU East team. I want to say they finished 3rd in the standings, third or fourth or something along those lines.
Top 4, I know that.
So one of the top 4 seeds. So anytime you can get a result like that on Senior Day is certainly a good result, and hopefully we can get a different result than what we got the first time against the Pioneers on Saturday.
And then the men also the same thing. That was a really good game against Point Park. They lost 2-1, but that's kind of almost. It almost feels hokey to say Eagles didn't win. That loss was a turn. That was they looked really sharp. Had some missed tying the game several times. So they're going to be a little undermanned a little bit, unfortunately.
They're right there. They're going to be right there, a little undermanned with some yellow cards throughout the season that they got. But as the quote goes, next man up. So that's going to be true on Saturday. So hopefully they can go up there and get a good result and come away with a nice quality win and get into the semifinals of the conference tournament. That'd be huge for that program, especially where they were just a month ago after a 1-0 loss to a St. Mary of the Woods team that was a very winnable contest. I know if they had won that one, they would have certainly been up to at least fifth in the final standings. So again, that just goes to show you that you got to bring it every night in this conference, night in, night out. You got to bring it. So hopefully they bring it on Saturday.
Yeah, good for everyone. But like you, obviously been here longer than me. Just how stoked are you to see playoff soccer returning to Midway?
Yeah,
that's been here. In fact, you've never seen a women's team.
No, it's the first time in school history that both soccer programs are both going to the conference tournament at the same time. Women first time since 2017. Men are starting to finally get back into their groove. They weren't playing, like I said, they weren't playing well earlier this year, and they'll freely admit that. But they made some changes. Coach Walls and his staff and the team, they've done a great job of adapting to one another and really going out there and ending the season strong. So to see both of them, both programs, the women's soccer program as well, be rewarded and going to the postseason. I know Coach Walls. I think they wanted to finish fourth, didn't finish fourth, yeah. But to get back, and even whenever they expanded the conference tournament to 8 teams, he didn't want to just be the 8th team. You know, you don't want to be just the 8th team. You want to be up there. You want to assure yourself a spot, and they certainly did that. So congrats to both programs. Looking forward to seeing what they can do on Saturday.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Rio. No, that's it's very exciting. Also Saturday, the River States cross country championships are coming to Versailles.
They are.
One of us will be there, probably having a panic attack, trying to keep everything in line. But this big story.
He's not gonna have a panic attack. He's just saying that.
Yes,
he's just saying that.
I'd love to play. Yeah, playing at my neuroses is one of my favorite hobbies. But obviously, the big story for us is coming on the men's end. Jacob Kosas looking to repeat after a winning time of 26:25.20 a season ago.
Yeah, no, I'd be pleasantly surprised if we saw a time that good on Saturday. Knowing the course, knowing what it was earlier this year, I can't remember what the winning time was on the men's side. In the conference preview, so to speak. So to go out there and see a time like that, I know last year they saw some absolute crazy conditions up at IU Kokomo. They hosted it.
Apparently, some big lumbering trees. That's
storm.
All I'm hearing. I'm hearing this secondhand, but it sounded
a big storm just went through the area, and our volleyball team was actually up there. It knocked off power and everything in the Kokomo, Indiana area. So knock on wood, we've got some good weather in the forecast for Saturday, and looking forward to a great cross country race. I know men's side the team that's probably going to come down to Shawnee State, probably IU East as well, is going to be right there. So it's probably going to be one of those two. On the women's side, if you talk to our coaches, they say it is wide open, and I would certainly agree. It seems like it's wide open. So you got some teams that haven't seen this course. So Point Park being one of those. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out on Saturday. Unfortunately, I will be covering football, so Clayton will be the man on the scene for that one. So it is. If Clayton can't bring it home, then I don't know, guys. I guess it's just not in the cards.
I'm probably fired. Yes, it should be pointed out.
He's not going to be fired.
Okay, well, that's a monkey off the back. But yeah. Jacob Kosas is looking to become the first repeat champion since Pop Quiz. Who?
Oh, I have no idea. Okay. I need some choices.
Well, I didn't do trivia, so I thought about doing this week, but it wasn't really Midway related. It was.
I was gonna say I've got a good record. I can't.
Michael Ecker Randolph of West Virginia Tech in 2019 and 2020. Like I said, not really Midway related, and also 2020 is not really that long. That didn't strike me as a great trivia question. but yeah, there's that. Yeah. Obviously, we got Trinity Smith on the women's side, who's coming in looking great.
Absolutely. She is.
2 school records last time down. Yeah, we'll be seeing. We will have plenty to say about it.
10 a.m. women's race, 11 a.m. men's race, and then awards shortly thereafter.
If you are watching this, it is on your honor to be there. So if you don't show up, you have no honor. I mean, we've set it out pretty clearly.
It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
We're going to take it personally if you're not there.
Absolutely.
Because you got the races at 10 and 11, and then you just make that short trip, 60 to 64, on to Western Hills, and then you come on, cheer on some football in their final home game of the season.
Your entire day.
You got it planned. We've got it planned out for you. Okay.
And once all that ends, well, not this Saturday. Well, there's some Saturday. I'm trying to segue into saying we got basketball. This is one of my clunkier ones, but we started out the Akeem Scott era in record-breaking fashion. A 109-69 win over Virginia Lynchburg, the single most decisive win in the history of Midway men's basketball, and the third most points in program history. Balanced effort, but a trio that was really highlighted in our preseason preview was Donnie Miller, Jalen Sincor, and Nick Keaton. They carried the load.
Yes,
Donnie, 25 points, 6 assists. Jalen, 23 points, 9 rebounds. Nick, 16 and 11 on 8 of 9 shooting. 61% shooting as a team.
I realized that at halftime. I seen the stat sheet. It said 63%. I was going to be like, Clayton, are you sure you're keeping the stats correct down there?
I think I was. Yeah.
But no, that was a terrific performance by them. And you couldn't get Jalen Sincor one more rebound. You couldn't get him one more rebound to get him a double-double.
My honor is more important than double-doubles.
Absolutely. To come out to start your season with a performance like that. Certainly very impressive in front of a really nice crowd. We had a really good crowd, so that was good to see. I think people were excited about the mystique of a new coach and maybe a new system that we had already hit on a couple times before then. Don't think they played quite as fast as we were maybe anticipating that they were going to play.
No, it was a little I know. Well, we hit a 3 on the first shot of the game, and I thought, this is going to be. But no, I think it was much easier. I mean, our physicality and speed were far greater than UL's.
Jalen Sincor, he looks like a grown man.
Yes.
Like he looks the part. He's tall. They have some very impressive athletes. I mean, in shoot around the day before that afternoon, I walked into the gym and I seen Sincor make a play, and I was like, I haven't seen many players walk through the gym that can make a play that he just made. He just made it look so effortless.
He's a good slasher.
Yeah,
and good. Very good in the paint.
And then also Nick Keaton as well, and then returning scoring champion from the River States last year, Donnie Miller, certainly got off to another terrific start as well. So looking forward to seeing what they're gonna be able to do this weekend, Campbellsville Classic, I think it is.
Yeah.
So a step up in competition from Virginia Lynchburg. So looking forward to seeing what they can do this weekend on the hardwood.
Yeah, and speaking of staying on the hardwood here, we got another new era starting in women's basketball on Sunday. The Kylie Gorby era is beginning. They got a home game against St. Francis. This is a team, she's coming into a program, 2 straight runner-up finishes in the RSC, 2 straight national tournament appearances. Mm-hmm. It's not there are worse situations to step into.
Yeah, absolutely. No, she's certainly going to be taking over the reins of this program, and it's going to be interesting to see how they go, how they start the season. I know St. Francis has already played a couple games, so looking forward to seeing what they can do. I know they've got a couple transfers that are going to be interesting to see, but to return a key piece like Serenity Webb, Cassidy Daugherty, those two, their 2 captains, going to be important pieces going forward for this ball club.
Should we tease our season preview? Because last week we did that with the men's basketball, even though I hadn't set up.
Shameless plug.
I hadn't set up an interview. I haven't done that either. But let this maybe be the fire I need to keep forgetting.
One of us will do it. Yeah, one of us. Yeah.
And we know, and one thing we can say for Kylie, she doesn't like to talk.
She's not
much.
afraid to talk, guys.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to talk, and she will admit that too. She will absolutely admit that. So if you got the chance, Sunday, a little matinee. Who needs NFL Sunday football? Who needs it? We have Midway women's basketball on tap, 1 p.m. Again, if you're not there, I'm gonna take it personally. I'm gonna take it personally, guys.
Look, I just
like why?
Why would you do this to me? It's not in my nature to comfort people, but
why would you do this to me?
He's broken to pieces. But,
Come to the daggone.
We're firing on all cylinders right now. Another team starting this week. A team that
grapplers.
Yes, we got some grapplers. Wrestling. Yeah. Men's wrestling opens the year at the Patriot Open in Williamsburg. There's a team. 4 top 20 wrestlers in the preseason receiving votes, essentially tied for the 29th spot in the preseason poll. So some high expectations.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They've. I know in talking to Coach Mason, he's very excited. This first semester, I think they've got a chance to be pretty good. The second semester, I think they got a chance to be even better. So it just depends on how some things play out. Got some key new pieces coming in. Some kids are changing weights. So look forward to seeing that. Looking forward to seeing how they compete this weekend, especially you get a chance to get some of your newcomers, some kids that they've been going up against each other in the mat room, and I'm sure they're getting very tired of going up against one another. So I'm sure they're excited and ready to take out some of that on some other competition as well. So look forward to seeing what they can do this weekend. Hopefully. We're talking about them a week from today with some placers. So hopefully they can bring it home. Some returning new pieces, as Clayton mentioned, that are ranked inside the top 20. Anthony Caruso at 133, Brent Hudgens at 157, Byron Pierce at 285. And our other one was for Kyler Adams, 141. There we go. Skipped over that weight class. We didn't forget about you, Kyler. We didn't forget about you.
Your flair for the dramatic. But yeah, Adams, Hudgens, and Pierce are all national qualifiers from a year ago.
Yep.
And I don't think I've seen a wrestling event in going on 4 years. So I'm looking forward to getting back to the frequent.
No, it's going to be
2. I haven't heard.
It's actually they changed the rules. A takedown is now 3 now.
Oh.
A takedown is now 3. A reversal is 2. That's 2.
As embarrassed as I am, I feel like that's got to be a huge adjustment for everybody.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't know about it until this morning. I was talking with our assistant AD Jake Murmelo and Coach Mason. They were discussing rule changes. So. Some interesting rule changes. I know we'll discuss their home event that they've got. I want to say it's like December the 11th or something like that, December 9th. One of those 2 days. We'll discuss it on a future show, as long as we're still going.
Just go to the wrestling room every day in December, and eventually you'll see you'll see a home event. But,
exactly.
But, yeah.
Precisely.
Yes, but yes, exciting times. And switching more exciting times. Another home team that actually had their first home event, and it seems my previous declaration that Hunt seat can't be Hunt beat remains intact because at the Midway shows. Listen to these accomplishments, folks. High Point team Saturday, Reserve High Point team Sunday, High Point rider both days. Elliot Baker and Mary Helen Hickey. Regional qualifiers, Bronwyn Wright, Elizabeth Burkett, and Dylan Abrams. Jeepers Creepers.
And then you also got Reserve High Point rider on Saturday was Caden Gundry.
There's not even enough room to discuss this team. But it's again, I think I promised I'd go when they came. And I did want, the issue was...
We had a busy weekend.
Well, there was. I couldn't be there Saturday. I thought, I'll trek out Sunday, but I also didn't set my alarm because I didn't have to work because I'm just thinking, I'll wake up at like 9. Yeah, I woke up at 11 o'clock. So, and...
It's precisely after the Saturday
really
we had.
Thought I guess it was daylight saving time to wake up. No, just my body was just being
this
lazy.
Weekend. Yeah.
But, again...
Yeah, it was a very great showing for them. That's now two straight 2 straight shows in a row where they, on day 1, were named High Point team, and then second day, reserve High Point team. So Coach Gunnison has his team off to a terrific start this season. So hopefully they can keep that momentum trucking on forward.
Yes, indeed.
Or should I say, galloping on forward.
Perfect. This show is perfection.
I'll quit.
I'll
quit now.
Well, thank you, because I was trying to say perfection personified, and I stumbled, which kind of completely negated my point. Oh, I'm tired. Guys, pushing ahead. Volleyball, fighting for their playoff lives.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more so after a tough loss to Oakland City last night, but still a very good week. Got a revenge win, a thrilling 3-2 win.
Revenge wins.
Over IUS team that swept us earlier in the year and then beat IU PUC 3-1 the next night. The thing that stood out to me on Friday, and this is definitely my spectrum brain really flying in, the third and fourth sets of that IUS had
Listen to this stat. 74
points where the score was either tied or within 1.
That's insane.
And after winning the first 2, we lost both those sets, but still managed to rally to win 15-9. Won, and then, came out kind of sluggish on Saturday against IUPUC. We lost the opener, but won the next 3. And I'll say this, also behind the work of Attacker of the Week, Aubrey Custer.
Custer.
0 for 2. But again, yes, POTW factory here.
Yeah.
But it should be said, like, the postseason, I don't know this point system.
I don't know.
And Dylan knows the minutia of volleyball way more than me.
I don't know.
It seems like it's probably a long shot with 1 weekend left, but one thing we can definitively say, end of a first season, this team has gotten noticeably better, particularly in the last month.
Yes, absolutely. No, they had a couple injuries there throughout the first portion of the season, but now they're starting to find their stride. Unfortunately, just ran into a really quality, a very good Oakland City team last night, and just kind of a buzzsaw. But to win the 2 that they did, the 3, I guess I should say, last week to go perfect. Aubrey, the week that she had, Megan Adams, I started to see flashes of the Megan Adams from a couple years ago that she just she smacked the crap out of the ball. I mean, I really don't know what other way to put it, but she just smacked the crap out of it. But
I was there at that solid analysis.
Yeah, they looked really good. I know the first set against IUPUC, I joked around with some people. I said, we didn't realize the match started until the second set, so then we figured we'd start to play after that. But certainly made it interesting, but again, 2 impressive performances. I know last night wasn't quite their night, so they got 2 tough ones here to end the season, into the regular season, that is. Point system, I don't know about the playoffs. I don't know. It's so difficult to keep up with the point system that we do within the conference. So hopefully we can pull off. I know pulling off one of these 2 upsets against either St. Mary of the Woods or IU Kokomo going to be extremely tough. But if you could manage to pull off one of those 2 upsets, certainly giving yourself a puncher's chance at the playoffs.
Either way, I think we've seen signs that the Mang train is back on track.
Mang train is back on track.
I'm trying to remember the sound effect I used. I did it properly, but we'll get there. Yes. Oh, good stuff. Real quick, women's bowling. Wouldn't you know it? Another athlete of the week. This time for the Mid-South, 3 in 1 week. 3. I mean, just the voting system. I mean, it's necessary, but it also seems pointless because it all just comes to Midway. But yes, Afton Lords was your MS. We won't cut that out. Nope, this is all raw footage. Your women's bowler of the week after placing 5th at both the Music City Invitational and the Brandon Burns Memorial over the weekend. Yeah, good showing. Women.
Absolutely.
Women finished in the top 5 both times.
Yeah, no, it's a great showing by Afton and the team. I know the women's program hasn't probably. I think Coach Hall would even say this too. Hasn't quite been to the level that he wants it to be at. But now they're really starting to knock some heads, or should I say knock some pins.
You should
knock some pins, but no, a terrific showing by the Midway women's bowling team after the Lord's. Congratulations as well. So look forward to seeing what they've got. Another. Seems like they bowl every weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, they got something every weekend. So look forward to seeing what they can do this weekend. Can't remember what tournament it is that they're at.
I'll put it on the screen. I don't remember either, but just like yes,
I know they're
not the only. Yeah,
right on the tip of my tongue.
With women's basketball, they're not the only ones ruining our Sundays. Well, not ruining's the strong word, but they're not. No. They're taking away our days off, shall we say?
Yeah.
So it's that's there's plenty of aggravation to go around. I kid, of course. No, it's I love working.
We do love
7 days a week.
We do.
We do. But sprint football. You kind of mentioned in the season this weekend against Oakland City. Not too much to
City, St. Mary of the Woods.
St. Mary of the Woods. Yes, we beat Oakland City.
We've already played Oakland City.
Yeah. Well, I'll show. Like I already showed Dylan, but this math problem that was on my computer this morning. If you want to know where my brain is. Oh, this is.
We play St. Mary of the Woods at 1 p.m. against at Western Hills High School.
But probably not much to say about our 37-3 loss to Calumet.
DeQuavion Johnson, our McTry-McDonald's Player of the Week.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him.
But
no, not a good showing at all against Calumet this past weekend. I think you said 11 turnovers.
13 turnovers. Yeah, we had 8 and we had 12 rushing yards and 21 attempts.
Oh boy.
That is, I don't think you'll find many coaches who will call that a recipe for success.
No, not at all.
Hopefully, we got a tough one to close the season, but no wins last year, 2 this year. There's incremental improvements.
Another step in the right direction. So hopefully we can come out and then put on a good showing against the Pomeroys. If you know what a Pomeroy is. Come and tell us.
I went to college in the city where St. Mary's of the Woods is, and I lived there for 6 years. I don't know. So it's.
We should do some research on that.
We should.
Or maybe you could put like right here the definition on it of the screen. I'm just kidding. I don't want to add more work to it.
You've heard how off I've been this one. I think that's a risk. One last before we go out swimming, Dylan. You the assistant coach.
No, I wore that yesterday. I wore my shirt yesterday.
Bummer.
I was the assistant swim coach for Halloween. Not nearly as good as Jack Brimbelow and Mr. Clean.
No.
Tore the house down.
Hands down the winner.
Tore the house down.
Put my Dylan Brown costume to shame.
No, swimming, the women got a split. Josie Briner with a couple of wins. She's off to a terrific start this season. Her freshman campaign is. So men, I think they're just. I think we're just kind of hands tied by numbers, lack of numbers, lack of total numbers, which is really what the big thing in swimming is.
Yes.
Is that you need numbers. You gotta have numbers. So that's certainly something that Jeff Armstrong is. He is working hard to try and fix that going forward.
And he's got the right assistant on the job to help him bring those numbers in.
Who you pointing to? You pointing the eagle head up there?
I think I was hallucinating assistant coaches. There's not much sleep happening here, but we got another
busy week.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'm not gonna come away thinking this is our best show. But you know what? We put our hearts and souls into it.
It was a pretty good show.
And sometimes it just doesn't work out.
And again, what are you doing the next 4 days? You got volleyball on Thursday at 6 p.m. You got volleyball on Friday at 7 p.m. On Saturday, you start your morning. You go and get your coffee at Starbucks. You go and get you some 12 dozen donuts, and you go out to cross country at 10 and 11. Award ceremony 12:15. Then you come on out to sprint football at 1 p.m. You go home, you rest up, and then you come on out and you watch some Midway women's basketball on Sunday. Be there. Yes. We're going to take it personally if you're not there.
The idea of you not showing up makes me so mad! I didn't hit the camera. I wanted to take the camera.
Bye, everyone.
Happy belated Halloween.
Happy Halloween, guys.